Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another Scope workshop. And today we have a really amazing setup and something that we haven't done before. Today I'm joined by Eric and Christian. I'll give them a moment to introduce themselves a little bit later, but just for me to set the stage. So today we are going to talk about using Scope in a somewhat unusual, maybe unexpected workflow, at least for some of you, and that is building choose your own adventure games. Before I delve into deeper with the presentation, I would also like to bring attention to our Daydream interactive AI video program. So we are kicking it off on Monday. You still have some time to apply today and tomorrow for both tracks. One of those tracks is actually related to Scope. So I would also like to welcome all those people that already have applied and joined the program and watching this presentation. So welcome, and I hope this one is going to be quite useful for you as you figure out what you'd like to build with Scope as we go along. And I will also like to invite you all to join our Discord. I know that you're streaming this on YouTube. We are also streaming on Discord, I think on Instagram. And during this presentation, I think for a good part of it, there's going to be a little barcode up in top where you can always join and ask any questions that you have for Eric and Christian. So as I said, I'm joined by Eric. Eric is one of the co-founders of Daydream, and also with Christian, who's going to be the star of today's show. So without any further ado, guys, if you would like to say a couple of words about yourself, Eric, you can start, and then Christian, you can do next.
Sounds good. Thank you, Vibert. Hi, everyone.
Sure.
I'm Eric. I'm the co-founder and CTO at Daydream. I'm really excited to be talking about this topic because this has been, as we've been working on real-time video AI, this has been kind of a front and center idea that's been around for many years for a lot of us who are building stuff here, which is this idea of interactive content and seeing the AI as this bridge to finally help us overcome this challenge of the cost of creating content. It's so expensive. So if you were at the real-time video AI Summit earlier this year, you may have heard my colleague Yanden talking about this concept of real-time AI as a new medium for creation, and I think today's conversation is a really interesting version of that topic around gaming, around world exploration, world building, and of course I'm really excited for Christian to be here, who is so experienced in this area. So I'll pass it over to Christian.
Okay. My name is Christian Peñas. I'm from Spain, but I am living in Japan for more than 10 years. I don't know if I'm sharing right now my screen. I'm new at this program, so
no problem. We'll switch to your screen. I think you should be up any moment. Yeah, there you go. You're good.
Okay, because I had some cool slides for my presentation. So yeah, my name is Christian Peñas. Well, as I said, right now I'm living in Japan, and it's curious because almost all my working history is about making concept art for companies like Square Enix, Sega, and many others. But since some few years ago, I started to get super interested on developing my own things, and well, that was like a long road from knowing nothing about programming to now that I am super excited building, in this case, applications that are possible to generate real-time video using tools like Scope and well, LLMs and many other things. In fact, 2 years ago, I started exploring these areas, generating not only the assets for my experimentation, if not for my games, I mean, trying to combine AI and games. If not, I really wanted to try something more exciting. That is basically trying to renderize the wall frames of your games. Well, at that time, it was pretty basic workflow, like using simple image-to-image models. But right now, well, we are at a point where we can even interact with real video generated in real time. So, yeah, I'm super excited about the possibilities that we have now, building many types of in this case, games using these technologies. So why I choose choose your own adventure format game for this first prototype using Scope? And well, the reason is basically there is not a best type of game or application to develop. All we have is just a wide range of options that we can develop. And basically, I thought that this type of game is perfect for, or at least it's pretty good balanced for this type of fast experimentations using real-time video generation, because, well, maybe the first and the most important reason is, well, these technologies are pretty new right now. There are many things that needs to be polished, and some of them could be like the lag that we have playing with these tools. And this type of game doesn't require an input lag too fast. I mean, we can wait a few seconds until we get the results of each interaction. So, well, this is basically one of the reasons that I thought that this kind of game could be a nice starting point for experimenting and exploring different ways. In this case, well, this type of game using real-time generated video. I think that instead of trying to speak all these things with words, I think that it would be better if I show the demo itself while I am trying to explain every point, and then we can pause a bit to talk in more depth about the details and what's behind the scene. So let me see if I can change my window to my project. Wait a second. I have to stop it first to change it. Wait a second.
No worries. Take your time.
Okay. Window. Okay. Okay.
Shout out to Carlotta in the background who's doing all the magic for us. She's not visible here, but she's definitely leaving an impact with making all these switches so seamlessly.
Oh, okay.
Christian, I think you're good. It's shared now, yeah.
So you can see my screen now. Okay.
Yep.
So this is the prototype that I am building with with collaboration with Daydream. I try to use the colors and the style that I thought that could match the branding of Daydream. like I really like this kind of like what's called like dusk. It's I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation, but that moment of the day when it starts, not starts, it starts to be dark in the sky, and like some sort of dreamy sensation that produce the dreams that will come at that night. I don't know. It's a special sensation, and I love the color coordination of this. So, well, let's cross our fingers to see if this works. And well, at first, I want to do a clean demonstration of a wall interaction with the prototype, and then we can stop in each step to see what's happening. Let me see. Maybe I will scale it a bit here. So yeah, touch to start. I prepared this first screen that also shows what I said, that moment of the day that starts to be night, to become well, night, and I don't know, it's very dreamy sensation. This atmosphere. So every story, every adventure that you will play here will start from transition from this scene, and I pretty like it. Let's see if it works. Okay, it's like entering to a dream. It's interesting. So the garden, I don't know this word, shimmers its path of twisting. A gentle hum fills the air, become further into the wind. Okay, next. So, well, behind the scene is I'm using Gemini to generate the. Okay, I think that we're missing the narration that should appear on top. Follow the light. Well, investigate shadow. I don't know, like this. Okay, now appears. The right bank cross show the organ semi absorb light. You could potentially approach sensing hiding secret within the darkness. Okay, it's not showing up. Okay, let me restart again.
Well, this is the risk of running a live demo. That's always
a
risk for this happening, but it's also exciting. So don't worry.
It's not only that, because it's interesting, but because until now, all the games, all the applications that we have been building, what's called depend on basic mathematics, like well, the usual flow of code that it's always static. But right now we have part of the backend of these applications that that depends on an LLM, and it means that as a human can make those parts of the system can make errors. Like when you receive the answer from the LLM, sometimes it doesn't come with the correct format because, I don't know, the LLM thought that being creative, providing you the answer with a different format will be more interesting, and it breaks the whole pipeline sometimes because reasons like that. So yeah, it's a interesting time. Okay, we are having similar. So yeah, I didn't mention this, but right now I'm using. There is no. I mean, the whole topic, the whole story is randomly generated in real time. So usually we can get many different stories every time that you play. But yeah, also you could decide a custom story if you want, or make another random story. And well, all those parts can be customized without no many problems. So, but yeah, personally, I love the idea that every time that you play a game, you get a completely new story without even trying to customize it, because sometimes I think that I am a bit lazy trying to think about ideas and trying to prepare what will be the best story for me. I just want to be surprised. So I think that it's nice to have, every time that you play the game, a whole different story, even without trying to design it. And this is some magic that only with LLMs we can get right now. So yeah, I just I don't know, the silver glyphs now. You focus on the pulsing glyph, hopping. Need to understand. Blah, blah, blah. Well, personally, I prefer it an application that focus more on the video generation itself rather than the narrative. I am more a visual person, so if I should to choose, maybe I will focus the design of this application a bit more on the sensations itself that produce the visuals, rather than the narrative story. But well, these are basically different types of preference. You study the pulsing glyph, the shift and reform, hinting at a complex energy spectrum. The samples wilting accelerates. Analyze the glyphs further and just conduit flow. Well, also I want to mention that every flow that you could see playing these stories can be easily improved by just figuring out better prompts. I mean, there is not a wall like this is impossible. It's basically, once you have all the structure that combines LLMs and scope with these generative models, it's basically a matter of dedicating time to polish and adjusting to tweaking the controls to get close to a better quality product. But the flow, the road until that goal, until that polished goal as a product, it's basically there. You can see that you have the structure, and you only need to clean up it until you get more well, polished story, gameplay. There are many other things that I would love to polish, like the flow of the events, like what's called the tempo. I think that the backend stopped it, maybe. I don't know what happened. Like the cache resetted automatically, it seems. Crystal conducts with them. Okay, let's try to customize the story. I don't know if this will work on the runtime, but let's see. I don't know, underwater. Well, even you can ask this directly, like this. I want water fantasy story. Let's I don't know if I think that it's not resetting the cache, or let me check what's happening behind the scene. Yeah, I think that it's not okay. Let's start from the beginning.
While you're restarting this, there's a comment from the audience that I want to bring up that I think is very timely for this. Lars said, like, it's not deterministic like code usually is. So this adds many new points of potential failure, but still the project looks really impressive. So I think that really summarizes pretty much what we are seeing right now, right? Because there is an undeterministic nature of LLMs, and when it's also coupled with these visual models, it even brings it more to the center and point.
Yeah, in fact, well, you have it's like training an animal. Like you have to figure out how to implement the tricks, and what is the correct instruction to get the desired result. But it's basically introducing in the set inside the set of instructions that you use to define the agent that will be building your story. That okay, you have like this story will be divided by 10 events, for example, and you need to somehow you must to conclude it with that limit, and you will also have to make up those events that makes you decide between a very correct answer and very bad answer that you by choosing that maybe you will lose the goal of the adventure. I mean, I can show how it's working behind the scene. Let me first let me share again my deck, because I have some graphics about that. Okay.
Eric, while we are waiting for this, do you have any initial impressions or so on based on what we've just seen here?
I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing this version, so it's cool to see how things have changed since past versions, and it really puts me in this aesthetic mood, which I thought is really cool, right? So it's almost like a visual experience. There are a lot of these. It reminds me of these casual games where the primary goal is for people to have a relaxing experience while they're playing it, and it's just kind of you're like in the flow, kind of going along with it, and I remember like listening to a podcast a while ago about from one of those game designers who designed one of these games, and just hearing about the amount of care and the amount of efforts that goes into like designing every little asset that like fits into this thing, and like just how much production goes into creating every second of those games. I'm always like wowed by that. I mean, not to say there's we don't want to take the intentionality away from game experiences, and it's really important. But it's just cool to see. Now we have these new elements that allows us to like produce a similar type of end feeling, but dramatically lower the dramatically lowering the cost of producing all of those assets. It's quite exciting for me.
Yep.
There are advantage and also this disadvantage. Like you have a lot of possibilities. You can create anything, even in real time, but you have to control it. You have to find the correct way to ask or request the things that you exactly want to receive. I mean, the traditional games, of course, they are very heavy to produce, to develop. You need to spend a lot of money, a lot of time, but at least you know what you are having in your game, and you can control it more precisely. And now, well, we have this like jungle feel of possibilities that it's nice to have too many options to create in real time, and then, but yeah, as I said, you have to figure out new ways to program with that, and to at least get close to the particular shape that you want them to be generated. So yeah, it's a bit tricky, but for me it's like wow, I want to enter to that jungle and explore it and figure out by myself how to do the things from now. So well, how you build it, the scope, Unity, LLM integration. So I see Unity as a very good place to experiment with these new technologies, well, tools, and also it has already an existing ecosystem of tools prepared for making games. So yeah, for me, it's like the perfect place for building this kind of prototypes. Of course, different people could choose their own programs, but I see, especially this kind of game engines that are focused on what's called like object-oriented programming, and this means that you can make tools, scripts, or well, objects itself to play with them like a modular parts of your project and iterate them for quick experimentation. I think that's fantastic. Like that's perfect for this time that we are having new tools, new technologies every day, and we need a good place to play with them and figure out how to build new things. Yeah, for me that Unity is the perfect place to do that. And yeah, because that I'm using it. Let me see. Well, an example about this would be basically how I use the agents that are behind the scene to build in real time the whole narrative, the whole story with its events and well, all the things that could happen in this kind of game. This is an example about the workflow. I have a different objects that contains different agents with different instructions, each one. And for example, you could have an agent that it's dedicated to basically write your story, like a seed for your upcoming interactive story. You could have the story director that is deciding how many events this story, this synopsis written by the writer, and how to make the different parts that will be needed to shape the gameplay of the story, like when you have to decide between two options, or which options will be the correct ones to get close to the goal or not. You also could have a supervisor. It's not really needed, but if sometimes, as I said, these are like living persons that will make mistakes sometimes. So it's nice to have one agent that could supervise all of them to see if they require extra instructions to don't move out from the rails that you wanted to design for the story. Well, this is basically one example. Also, inside those agents, you can build them, as I said, with pieces, like modular pieces inside Unity, to create something like, well, this I want to say that this is not the best way to do the things. This is just one way that worked for me, and I think that it helps, like having, well, an agent. It's basically a script that connects to in this case I'm using Gemini. So it connects with it using parameters, and also you can define it with instructions. And in my case, something that I found very practical is building these scripts that contains that agent, divided in 3 blocks. Like you can have one block of instructions that contains the context of your app. Well, I mean, you need to set up that agent to understand what this developer wants to me to personificate as a specific agent with a specific task. Well, all these things needs to be well defined. So, well, you have this block where you can design those things. And also, for example, you can define if you want the agent answers in a specific format, like a JSON template. I mean, you can provide a template of in a JSON format with exact fields and an example of the content. Your request, of your of the content that you need to receive for processing it with another script that will work as a parser, for example. So yeah, I have another block that it's very useful, especially in this case that you are working with an evolving story that it's generated and growing each time that you play a new event inside that story. And yeah, you can have a container where all the events with their description, with their narrative are saved, and you can use that the whole growing history of your story as one of those instructions to provide more context for the next time that you will make an API call to this agent. And yeah, that's important if you want, for example, this agent to decide the next steps of that story. And yeah, you can have another extra block of instructions that will be like basically like if you come out with another unexpected idea to, I don't know, like I want this particular agent to be redefined with this last block of instructions to, I don't know, to specificate for example, the style of the story that you want, or I don't know, if you want a horror story, or if you want a story made, I mean, a story that it's happening in a particular environment or place, you can use that block to basically ask to the agent, like, okay, once you have all this, please make that final touch. So yeah, I don't need to use this always, but sometimes it's useful. And yeah, then you can have this set of different agents with some particular variations on their instructions. If you want to define them as a writer or narrator or even maker, you can change easily those parts of those sets of instructions. Yeah. I don't know if you want to see this in real time. Let me share again. I don't know if we have time still. We have time.
We still have some time, but I also want to leave some time for questions from Eric and from the audience. Yeah, you're still good.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it should be better if we dedicate this part of this live stream for questions or.
Sounds good. Eric, do you want to take it over? Do you have some questions based on these experiences, what we've seen?
Yeah, I think it's really cool that this AI game genre has evolved since LLMs first came out, right? The first one that comes to my mind is AI Dungeon, where I think a lot of gamers and people who are in the game design space were like very enamored with the idea of now we can finally create these games. And I remember maybe a year ago or something, I took this short online course about, hey, how do you use the LLM to create a text-based game? And Christian, I'm curious from your perspective, how has the state of art of creating games using LLMs evolved over the past year as the models have gotten better?
Right? Yeah, I have to say that for me, well, there are many areas where we can focus on experimenting and trying to find new use cases of all these technologies that are happening. Personally, I focus it a lot, maybe too much, on the more visual part of those models. So, well, basically stable diffusion, all the things that has been happening in that particular area. And I know that there are many projects, that there are many people that wanted to focus more on the agentic areas, the LLM areas. I thought that those particular types of projects, since they seem like playing, like chatting with ChatGPT, for example. I felt like I don't know, like everyone can do that. Like I thought that like it's basically okay. You have the API of that model, that LLM, and yeah, you can create stories. You can create. You can do role play. You can do many things, but you can do that even inside ChatGPT without using the API and those things. So for me, it wasn't that much exciting, knowing that everyone can do that, and maybe I didn't thought too long about the potential implementations of I don't know, in the, I mean, all, how can I say this? It's like what's called evident, like it's too easy to, well, maybe not too easy, but I didn't saw a challenge in there, or at least not as big as what you could achieve implementing in very innovative ways those more visual models. So I don't know. It's like well, yeah, you can have an agent, you can have a narrator that can design your stories in real time, that can become your companion, your friend inside the game. Yeah, it's basically you can do that. We can. There are many examples of that that are already even commercialized. Yeah, I don't see like a big. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see a super big change from what we have now to what we could have like 1 year later or two, or I don't know. I mean, all this compared to what we can do with the visual models, the world models that can generate now video in real time. For me, that's a more crazy thing. So
yeah. That's a great segue. I think, on the visual side, things have definitely improved so much as well, right? Just if I look at the real-time video AI space, which is what Adrian's been focused on, 6 months ago, we didn't really have this capability of creating any kind of coherence in real-time video generation. The state of art was stream diffusion, and while stream diffusion is nice, but one of the things that it cannot do is like really good text to video, right? You have to feed some video into it for it to transform into something else. Versus here, you're prompting the model, you're prompting the video model based on a storyline, and the video model is just creating from that text. Maybe talk about kind of what that modality unlocks for you as a game designer.
That's a jungle. Like there are many treasures to find there. I mean, I didn't mention it yet, but I wanted to choose between the different models that you can choose inside the scope. I don't know. I love it that particular model that it's basically the I forgot the name. The name
Long life. Long life.
Lifelong,
Yeah.
long life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that for me, I mean, for me, it's super interesting to visualize what the model itself can imagine without any reference. Like you don't need to use your webcam or another video to guide that model to generate that specific scenario. I mean, it's also an interesting way to explore, but for me, it's more interesting to see, based on a token, or on a prompt, what the model itself can imagine. For me, it's super interesting to see that, and also it's having something that doesn't depend on guiding it all the time, using a video or using, I don't know, a control net, or I mean, as I said, that also is interesting, but not having those constrictions, it's called. It's like it opens an infinite way of possibilities to generate anything. You don't need to predefine that scenario, that I don't know, stage. Even if it's a placeholder, I mean, on a scene made only using placeholders like boxes, or you don't need nothing about that. You basically need to ask the model to imagine that particular scenario, that particular situation, and yeah, it's like you practically can do anything with that. So for me, that's the most interesting thing of those particular models, and yeah, it's like basically a matter of deciding what you want to do with that, because there are no walls, there are no limitations right now, especially now. I mean, the only limitation is the current state of the models that we have now. But we are sure, we know that all these models will be improving day by day. So yeah, rather than that, there are no limitations on what you can achieve, on what you can do with this. So
yeah. What would be, what would be one thing, as you've been, building this game, this prototype with this model, like what would be one thing that you would want that would help you make a better experience, like one wish list item?
Well, I don't know. Of course, I can ask for more consistent outputs from the models. If I ask for a particular style, like I think that, for example, anime styles are not the best ones that can be generated with real-time models. At least I don't know. I couldn't find time to explore enough. Maybe using LoRa's, but yeah, it's basically the problem that we have right now. It's basically a time problem. We don't have infinite time to test everything, to polish every design that we thought for those implementations. So I think that we have a huge space for improvement, for improving our tools, our implementations. Even if the current models that we are using now don't improve. Like using the current state of those models, it's still enough to find. Well, it's basically the spending more time on them and trying to figure out the best ways of on how to polish them, or how to polish the implementation of them to get the final product, the final application well polished using them. I don't know if I'm explaining well it.
Yeah, I think that's a good it's a really good point. These models are so new that we probably haven't found all the different ways of using it, different ways to prompt it. Like I'm certainly learning every day. Sometimes I get really good results. I'm like, whoa, like how did I get that? Like how do I repeat that and make it more scalable, right?
That's the magic of this technology.
Yes.
Eric, I would like to bring to the stage a couple of questions from the audience, and I think that's a really good moment. Obviously, we are working with the models at this point, and we are already achieving good results. So one of I believe our hacker program participant asked, so in Unity, are you feeding the model with images or 3D compositions from the camera, or it's all text to video? Or basically, if you want to go and explain it a bit more in detail, like can you explain the flow from the first prompt to the render in Unity? For example, like does Unity send the request to Gemini, Unity receives it, and then sends spouts to Daydream? Can you go in those like the concrete terms, how you build it in the background?
Yeah, I can show in real time how everything is moving behind the scene. I think that for the first question, I already answered it. We have different models. We have models that uses input videos, videos as input, but the possibilities that offers models that only depends on prompts are much higher. So yeah, that's my answer. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. No.
I think we will bring your screen up in a second.
What's happening?
Oh. You need to share it, and then we will bring it up.
I don't know why my Unity window is popping up and closing inside the StreamYard. Okay. No.
Well, while you're working on that, one thing that I can say that is that we will be documenting this process, right, Eric? So people will have the documentation and understand how to actually build this if they want to replicate a similar experience. If you want to talk on that one a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll be working on a report that we'll publish, probably sometime next week. That shows people kind of how, like, what was the approach in building this experience, and I hope that there will be something that people can download and try it on their own PC to just like give it a spin.
Yep, Christian, your screen is up now, I believe.
Okay. Perfect. So I will share the example of what I have been talking about, and also what I have been sharing with my graphics on my deck slide. So maybe it's a bit small to see, but here I have a collection of different LLMs. I mean, it's the same script, the same LLM, but different instance of it with different instructions. As I said, for example, I have the writer with these blocks of instructions. Like imagine a short story for choose your own adventure game, but I only need the main starting point of the story, like a description of what I need. This is the JSON template that I'm sending to it. Goal, no, let me see. Title, genre, style, synopsis, the goal, some challenges, like maybe they won't appear during the story, but this will be like a reference for other agents to create the ongoing story. And well, some reference for events, for the event number for this story. And I got this output in the correct format, like the case of the vanishing sock. I don't know how to say. Cozy mystery, domestic absurdity, detailed 3D render. Well, this is the output that just starting the application, I get almost instantly. Like it's the first request that I do once I start the game, and to set up everything that it's important to work behind the scene. I think that I already, this LLM is directly connected to the phase 1 LLM, that it's responsible of creating the first scenario, the first stage of the story. And this LLM not only not only describes that first situation, if not also I get a prompt to generate that with a video model, in this case the long life model. And well, I have here a JSON modular parser. This is a custom script that I use to parse this JSON to deliver it to the different systems of the game that will use those answers, like one for the narration, and for the the narration panel, and also the prompt. I think this one, the prompt that Scope will be using to generate the first frames. I mean, it's not starting yet, but I have it ready for once I play I push the start button. All these values will be delivered to the correct systems to do their magic. Like I have here the text that I got here. Also, I have the prompt that it's being used in the scope manager, and it's here. And each time that I play the next step of the story, I bring the whole story with a different set of instructions to the next LLM that it's responsible of thinking a situation where the user will have to choose between two options. So I need to adjust the instructions to get the correct what's called the correct prompt, the correct JSON format. Well, in fact, these two are connected. One is for the narrative, and the other one is for generating the two options. Well, it's basically that. In this state, in this phase, in fact, I got two prompts here, but they won't be activated until I choose one of them. For example, follow the link trail. So this one, wait a second, this one should be, yeah, this one, follow the link trail. This is the text. This is in fact the narrative text that will appear in the next step if I choose this option. And also I have the prompt here that will be used if in a scope, inside the scope, if I choose this option, and the same for the option B. I don't know why it stopped right now, but well, anyway. And also this is also important. This is the game manager where I got I save structure all the events, all the parts that are happening in this story, like phase 1 introduction, phase 2 presentation. I mean the choosing part of this particular event, the 2 options, and we are waiting for the phase 4 of this first event of the story. And yeah.
Yep. So Christian, all together, like it's a fairly complex system in the background and a lot of orchestration that's happening. So I'm pretty sure that once we document this, there's going to be people who will try to reproduce this. So yeah, I'm kind of ready to wrap this up. Eric, do you have any final closing thoughts on this?
Well, I would just say that this is the first experiment that we've done with this kind of format. I think it's really interesting, and there's a lot to be. This is just the beginning of what's possible. I think there are new models that are coming out all the time. For example, Christian, you mentioned you're using Long Live. There's actually another model that we recently integrated called reward forcing, which seems to work better for inserting dynamic motion into the scene as you use new prompts, right? So, I've been kind of doing some experimentation with it and comparing it with Long Live. There's trade-offs there, but the point is that our whole goal of creating scope and is to help game designers and technical artists and applied researchers to really explore with these types of models and build interesting experiences. So there's a lot more to come.
Yep. And when we're talking about a lot more to come, I'm hoping that we'll see a bunch of these things done during our hacker program. So people will hopefully get inspired by this Choose Your Own Adventure game that Christian, you have built and prepared for us. So again, I invite everyone to scan and apply. We will be closing this today. No, actually tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and reaching out to the people that we select to the program. And so Christian, once again, thank you so much for staying up so late. I know it's like 2 a.m. on your side right now. Eric, thank you so much for joining as well. And everyone who has joined us, thank you for your questions. And we will see you in the next one. Have a great one. Take care, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Great question.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.